Story time. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, do we start? I want to continue. When my brother now was to be buried, my mother and my brother's in-laws had a crisis because they had a conflict. But that conflict was very bad that my sister-in-law, from then we lost touch, we lost contact. Their family moved her to different locations, and then as a small boy, 16-year-old, there's no way I would have connected with the children of my brother. And I want to say this because my nephew and my niece may have no idea what became of us, but I can tell you the struggle with my mother. One, she was uneducated. Number two, she believed in herself, so she had an extra confidence. So she was known in the village more of a woman who would state her position and would be very firm, and so by that I don't think she had an opportunity to get wisdom from other people. So, and I maybe for it's very important for if you're raising your children alone, I still say don't stay alone. Please, it's not nice to raise children alone. It's never. You better look for ways to engage other people. And unfortunately, my mother was not a church person, so she had worked with Europeans, and she had worked, I think, with other people outside herself. So in the village, she was a loner. But my mother was a loner, I can't say, because even the few families that I knew, we were not interacting closely. And at this time, since the time she sold her piece of land, that was around 1985 to 1982. So 7 years had passed on, and we were just renting, and her health had also gone down, her energy. So she had started to work for another family. So she started now doing the menu job of going to somebody to do farm, and also she used to do she would lease land, and she would do what normal women in the village would do. So she used now to feed us, and that feeding us became very difficult because she was getting elderly, and they had big difference with my brother. So my brother never used to help us. And so for me, I grew up knowing that my brother doesn't help us. And even when I met him, on the one day I went to shops to look for bread on a Happy New Year, and everybody was saying Happy New Year. And I saw him very weak. So I didn't know that he will die after that. And I do not have a picture with my brother. My brother died. And because of the conflict of my brother and my mother, it had a big trouble. And I can tell you, when you are raising children alone, you get trouble with the teenagers, because I know my brother knew my mother was not supposed to sell the land, and that there are differences, because the people who were selling the land were his friends, and my brother knew that was the wrong thing, but he couldn't tell my mother. And now I think there was an enmity then. I talked about my brother mental health again, and I can tell you because he became mentally sick from then up to today. And I can tell you that the struggle between a mother raising boys, and then those boys turned to teenage, like my brother turned to Bangi, turned to Changa, And I think it was because we lacked direction, we lacked focus, we lacked somebody who could be there for us. And that's why I still spree with the women who are raising sons, that look for ways. Don't be that confident that you have the energy, you have what it takes, you doing it alone. If the person is available for you, please seek help. And it's not a weakness. Raising children alone, it's never an easy, because for me, I was raised a very lonely young man, a very hurting inside and bleeding, and I can tell you it wasn't easy. So I want to stop there, and I hope my son will get these videos and learn them, so that even my daughter, I know I talk to my daughter a lot about my growing up, but for my son, who is a bit younger, need to hear this. And I've added 1 minute. Let me stop there.